Hello, hello, hello. What do you say?
How are you? What's going on, my man?
Good. Damn, it's a great day. Good day. I wake up, I turn on the old Twitter bots, and I see some CMX inside of a taco swap thing. I was like, what? This is pretty cool.
Man. METAFORCE is popping off. We had a couple big updates today we can talk about. But I know you got like a big fancy whole thing going on. What's the deal? What's the sketch?
Well, we got the boss of it all, Mr. Micheal from Wax Studios, coming in at 2 o'clock to join us. So we'll get into it. We'll talk about wax. I mean, I've got so many questions when it comes to wax, and I've never spoken to the man. You met him. You got to speak to him in New York at the NFT NYC deal.
Yep, we hung out a little bit in New York. We talked a little bit. Talked with him and William, and yeah, it was a good time. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it there. He was a nice guy. He's super into the gaming, like super excited about it. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm super. You know, that's I guess the perks of being a newly minted wax ambassador. You get inside channels to hot interviews like the boss.
Hot interviews. That's what I like. I like those hot interviews.
Yeah. Are you on a subway train right now? Where are you?
I'm in my office.
Of audio from you.
You're getting what?
Hearing all sorts of like audio. Sounds like you're on the subway right now.
No, you know what this is.
Oh, what are you doing in the background there?
What am I doing in the background? I'm just finishing up a little game of rug pool.
Oh, that's what's going on.
Yeah, man.
How is your rug pool game these days?
Oh, I'm just, if I concentrate, I'll do all right. I'll do pretty good.
Yeah.
But I just kind of play it for fun a lot. So I think I get like 30% win or something.
Okay. All right. It's not bad. Like I mean, we could pull up your screen and I could actually check your numbers on there to see.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
I could just even search you out and see if that was the case, right? I don't know if you can search for people yet on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Share screen.
Share screen. Let's talk. Let's see your rate here.
All right.
I'll bring it to the screen here. All right.
I always go and play at my own.
Yeah. Right now I'm at 100% win rate on rug pool, but I think that's because it's a new week.
Play a quick game.
Yeah, go for it. I wish we could play each other. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh, it's the right meow table. Oh wow, look at that. He just takes charge. Doesn't even like this breaks. Just goes for it. Yeah, Love that. Love that.
Go with it.
Nice stylings. Oh wow, he's off to the races, folks. Oh yeah, beautiful work. Nice shot.
Ooh, let me see. I might be able to bank this guy off that guy. Let me see if I can make this little combo shot here.
That's right. Oh, the stone rabbit. Oh, nice shot. Chico Roco time. Hell yeah, it is. Let me see what's going on there.
These are the worst ones, like all the way across the table, because I have trouble aiming those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, beautiful. That was all net, nothing but net on that one.
Now where do I go?
I recommend.
Nope.
Oh, close one.
Oh, now I'm really in trouble. Where do I go here? Let me try this. Nope.
Lines.
All right, well, I got an easy one here.
Oh, wow. Oh, you could have made that a twofer if you put a little old English on that ball.
Yeah, man.
You know, you got to always sort of. Oh. You always want to go for the 1 ball, the 9 ball, and the 8 ball because they give you those extra points up there at the top.
Well, it's any solid and any stripe. Did the ones give you extra in the 9?
Oh, I always thought it was just that particular solid.
No, it's any of them.
Oh, any of them. Oh, that makes sense.
And every time you hit a board, it gives you points too.
Yeah, if you hit the bumper. Yeah, that's right. I knew that. Hello, Flower. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Real quick, I want to show the Reco. It's beautiful. The Cubist woman. Plenty of detail to this one. Really nice. Over there in the Chico Rocos.
Oof, that makes it tough.
I can't wait to hear. I don't know what all of these updates that you have here for the Force.
Yeah, man, we got a lot.
I'm
We're gonna get
excited.
into it. I'm gonna finish up this game.
Yeah, no. It's,
All right, so check it out. We'll start with this, our getting started page. So
right.
this is new. If you're anywhere on Metaforce Comics, you just click getting started and it's going to take you right to that page. And this was specifically designed for anybody coming to Wax for the absolute first time.
Gotcha.
And
the wallet.
so they can basically get started. And it just says on the Wax blockchain, your wallet is a tool that blah, 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 basic stuff about a wallet. And then it's like, hey, here's some little things about these wallets. Here's the easy one, whatever. And then if you go, it pops this little thing up, tells you a little bit more about it and a link to it. And there's also a link here, or if you want to get to Wax's Discord, or you want to get to their Twitter or whatever. Same with Wombat and Anchor Wallet.
And this is on Metaforce Comics.
This is on Metaforce's webpage.
Yeah,
If you need a little more instruction, we've got this. It'll actually open up this. And then it's step by step, everything you need.
Oh, that's genius.
And it'll do the same thing for Wombat. This is how you set up a Wombat wallet, every step you need. And if you want to set up an Anchor wallet, every step you need to set that up.
Now, remember a few weeks, months ago, whatever it was, you got me buying stuff. I bought some EOS stuff because I had some EOS token in my Anchor wallet, right?
Yeah.
So then I got this, but now I need to get them over to the Wombat wallet. How do you send something from Anchor to Wombat?
Just like you do on Wax. You just say you log into.
Okay, all right. Let me rephrase the question. How do I find my address on Wombat?
Oh, how do you get your address? You just go.
Where's my address? So I couldn't figure out how to,
Yeah.
That
so
part.
you should have had to set it up when you set up the wallet, but you just go as if you're going to receive EOS and hit receive, and then it'll give you the address.
Okay.
So let me see.
Okay, so I get the top. It says, like in my little thing, it's lefthouse.ftw.
Yeah, so that would be
That's
it.
my
lefthouse.ftw.
Okay, so that's how I send it to. That's my address. Okay.
That should be your address, FTW.
All right.
So if we go to here.
God, why was it so hard to find that last time? That was so easy this time. Interesting.
Yeah, when it comes up, you'll get.
And with the Wombat wallet here, it says set up a new account: Telos, Wax, Ethereum, Poly, BNB, Phantom, Avalanche, Hecro. All of these blockchains work and integrate into the wallet here. Yeah.
So if you set those up, you could then have an Ethereum address in your Wombat wallet.
Amazing. And so what can I do with an Ethereum address instead of the Wombat wallet? Same thing I could do with the other wallets?
Well, I think it's built kind of for the future, but
okay.
They have their Wombat token is on Polygon. So to interact with their Wombat token, you would need to set up a Polygon address and go get it on Polygon.
Okay.
And then I think there's a way that if you stake it on Polygon in your Wombat wallet, it'll see that with your linked Wombat wallet for Dungeon Master. And
yeah, you see did you get in on this Wombat token at all?
No, because US we weren't allowed to.
Oh, we weren't allowed to. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So to get it, we'd have to go buy it on the secondary.
We'd have to, yeah. Okay.
So
Gotcha. Is that something that you're interested in or looking at, or
maybe I'm
maybe?
not in a rush for it though. Anytime there's like a new ICO, I usually stay away for a little bit of time because there's so much like speculation and people trying to flip it and buy and sell. So
Right.
if it's something that I can't participate in from the beginning, usually I'll just sit back and let the token find its price a little bit before I go too crazy with it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Fair enough. That makes sense.
so yeah, this will walk you through all the stuff you need if you need that. And then we have all of our marketplaces and collector tools. So, it'll tell you a little bit what are the advantages, disadvantages of each. It goes into here, a breakdown. If you're a collector, what's good. If you're a creator, what's good. And it has one for each of the, the main places out there.
Yeah.
And then it goes down and it says, hey, what about decentralized exchanges? It has Taco, and we're gonna it's kind of live now. So if you're in the Taco server, if you're in the Taco Discord server, you can get whitelisted basically. So you do the honeycomb verification, and then you should be good to go there.
Do the honeycomb verification in the Taco Discord.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So that's why, because I clicked on that link from the you had tweeted, and I was able to get in there and do things if I wanted to. I noticed.
And then, cool. Rather than list out all the centralized exchanges that Wax is on and have to constantly be updating that, we just did a link with CoinGecko.
Gotcha.
So that's our page to help people get started. And then for
I like it.
Taco Swap. So if you go to Taco Swap, like I said, if you are whitelisted or if you are verified in their Discord, you should be pretty much good to go with them. But if not, go join their Discord and do all of that stuff. So there's a normal swap here. Like if I wanted to buy some CMX, I'd say, hey, I want to buy 10 wax worth of CMX. That'll give me 6.75 CMX, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like any other pretty basic swap.
Yeah.
And
there's like a few other. There's the liquidity pools, and then
there's a lot of others. So this is kind of nice. It shows you the chart, the liquidity, the total supply. Then if you want to get into more of the details, you do the show advanced settings. Liquidity shows you all your different liquidity positions that you're in, what your pool share is. You can add and move liquidity from here. Or if you want a new token, let's say you wanted to add house, you put house wax, right? And it'll tell you you're the first liquidity provider. Nobody has provided liquidity for this pair of tokens yet. So I don't really know what house is trading at, but you'd put in whatever, 20 house to 1 wax or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
You hit create liquidity and it'll just make the pair for you.
Right.
So anybody can make any pair that they want. You don't have to be the creator. You don't have to be anything. You just make the pair and then you go for it. And then your meal is what you are getting, what you're earning on. So right now this lists all of the tokens that are you can earn from. So CMX is on there. We have 4 pairs for CMX, CMX Nifty, CMX Wax USDT. We have CMX Wax and CMX Taco. Now here's the cool thing. You see these daily rewards and remaining. Well, you can add multiple rewards on there. It doesn't have to be just one. And this can be done by any of the project reps. So you go in right here and we added 6.25 CMX per day to the CMX Taco, and the Taco team actually put 5 in. Ours is lasting for 40 days, but we're going to, extend it past that. We're just doing a preliminary. And Taco is incentivizing the first 20 days. And they did the same thing for our wax pair. Now, this is really cool. On their taco wax pair, you're earning taco and shing and wax. So you can put a bunch of extra rewards on, and you don't have to, get the team involved to do it. You would go in right now. You have to go in with the token account. So the account that holds, let's say, house token would go in here, pick the house wax pair, and say, hey, I want to provide rewards for this. And then you just go in and you say, yeah, I want to give this much a day. This is my total deposit. It'll last this many days. And they're going to expand this a little bit in the future. And then you go to Salsa. And this right now is just the plain staking pool. So you stake taco or in taco, stake taco or in wax, stake taco or in shing. This isn't opened up to other creators yet. I don't know what the plan is for that or not. And then if you go,
you mean as far as like being able to stake CMX or something like that, like having other coins that are in the Salsa.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't know what their plan is, but who knows?
Yeah.
And then if you go to like my account, so I had withdrawn all my rewards earlier today, but your rewards will come into this account. They don't show up right into your wallet. You'll have to withdraw it. So when I wake up tomorrow, the first day will have passed, and in here I'll have some taco, and then down here I will have the CMX and wax and all of those rewards. The reason the taco one is added separately is because you're going to be able to stake it for a staking level, and then you get reduction on your fees and all of that stuff. So the more that you stake for your staking level, the cheaper it'll be to use the site. And this is like a really good look at the beginning of what they've got going on, but there's even more coming out, and they have like a whole lot of stuff. If you read the white paper, you know what's going to roll out, and I think it's going to be fully public with no whitelisting pretty soon, definitely by September sometime, if I am accurate on my guess. But they're like every week they add more people so that they can test it. So there's some stuff that we talked about with how adding the meal rewards were today in some ways that it could be optimized. So they're going to, I guess, optimize that a little bit. So it's cool. It's smooth. They're going to add a wallet UI in, so you can, like on Outcore, you can go to your wallet and move stuff around. So they're going to add that. They're going to add a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's really smooth now, and the markets are pretty nice.
And we know, like you're saying there's more tools coming. We know like some of these tools are going to be similar to some of the tools maybe that WaxDAO is providing. Is that right? Like, or you can
a little bit.
Yeah.
WaxDAO
probably not making your own token and all that stuff. I'm not sure if they're going that far with it.
No, not that.
Yeah.
WaxDAO, I think what they do is they just let you provide a reward for any token staked. So you would go and make an LP, and then you would stake the LP token with WaxDAO and get your rewards that way. This has a little other kind of added things that you could do with it, and the multi-token rewards is one of the kind of big things that's not anywhere. This is the only platform that really does that. And yeah, it's a lot of really cool stuff. The swap is smooth. This is all going to get integrated right into their phone app and everything. So,
man, that's awesome. So awesome. Congratulations to the Taco team for getting this up. This is beautiful.
So it's a great setup, and you can go pick up some CMX, and if you don't know how to do that, so CMX is it's a dual use token. So it's both a fungible, and we have CMX tokens out there. And there's a lot that can happen with it. So
Damn, TMX is 0.6 of a wax. Damn, that's cool.
So yeah, if you go, obviously, we'll go to drops. So all of our drops are priced in CMX. So anything you want from Metaforce, you'll use Comics token to buy it. It's obviously out there on Taco Swap. It's also on Alcor. It's also on DeFi Box. But we also have a lot of blends. And if you go into our blends and hit CMX, there's all of these ways to earn CMX. So if you have a bunch of our promos that you collected and are sitting in our wallet, you're going to be able to trade those in for CMX. If you have any of our arcade tokens for playing our partner games like Taco and Train of the Century and all of that stuff, you can trade those in for the CMX tokens too. Any of our promos, all of this stuff is a way to get it. So there's a bunch of ways to use those really inexpensive stuff that's on the market to go get CMX. And then if you want to, just like a real coin collector, you can blend yours up to a 5, a 10, a 50, 100, and a 500. And if you collect them all, there's going to be a special thing, which we haven't released yet, that everybody that collected all the different tokens will be able to get a collector's edition thing. And so all of our collector's edition, if you have a collector's edition, anything from Metaforce, you get essentially like a VIP role in Discord. And once you're in that role, there's a bunch of extra stuff you can see and interact with. And you get to alpha and beta test all the things that we're working on. And we have extra giveaways for our CE holders and everything. So right now, we're working with Stuck at 6 p.m. to make sure it's working with Honeycomb. We have an extra character in one of our rarities that he hadn't set up Honeycomb to work with, so we're gonna figure that all out and make it happen. So
heck yeah,
there's just a ton of different ways to use the CMX. You'll be able to stake it in the LPs and earn more CMX. You'll be able to go play these games and earn these tickets. All kinds of ways to use it. It's a very involved token economy, and the token economy exists both as an NFT token economy and as a fungible token economy, and you can bridge them back and forth. So if you get a bunch of these NFT CMX, you can just send them to the bridge, and then fungible CMX will pop out. Or if you have fungible CMX and you want to get an NFT version, you send your fungible to the bridge, and it'll mint you the NFTs. So that way, that market, if there's an NFT market that is out of sync with the marketplace on the fungible side, there's an opportunity there for the people that are inclined to do that kind of arbitrage. And then next Monday, we are starting our buyback and burn program. And so what that'll look like is we had put out an announcement about it last week, but we're going to go and try and equalize all of our NFT amounts so that all of the stuff works out, because now our packs are done being opening and all the champion blends are done. So we're going to get our supplies to where they want to be. So by trading in your extra NFTs, you'll be able to get CMX. And so it starts out with the champions. The champions pay one rarity level above everything else. So if you turn in a common champion, you'll be able to get 5 CMX. So let me see.
I like that.
Schema. This doesn't have class. It's a little easier to see on here because it filters with class.
The atomic.
If we go here to series 1, right? Price lowest, class filter, champion.
Yeah.
So this is 20 cents or 1.75 wax. So starting next week, all of these cards here, you're going to be able to trade these in for 5 CMX.
Nice.
And so if we just shoot over here.
Well, the supply is going to get so low.
We look at what CMX to wax would be. 5 CMX will give you 7.3 wax. So
yes,
you can,
you can buy a new pair of shoes.
Buy a bunch of these up, and then basically anything under 7.5 wax is going to be able to put you in pretty good shape. So yeah.
Wow.
And then
the METAFORCE ecosystem is evolving.
So the uncommon will go for 10, which 10 CMX will be something like 15 wax. And let me see the rares. So these will go for 50, which will be around 75 wax. So, and then if you go all the way up to the legendary,
get out of town.
You'll be able, if you were inclined to burn
a million wax, a million CMX, no,
for 500 CMX. So
okay,
that would be, 500.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, so
a million's a little too many.
Say 750 wax.
Yeah, that's insane.
So, this will bring these cards back to a spot where we feel like their value is more in line with what they are.
The reality, yeah. Oh my God, how about that, folks? If you really think about what you just said there, that's insane stuff. That's amazing. It'll really make the supply smaller. You look at how much that legendary card was in wax, you're gonna like 4 or 5x here, dude. Look, but now it's too late because Reco's front running you and he's buying out the floor. So
well, there's a lot out here, and
no, I know.
The way the program's
going to hype it up
is we have a defined amount for every template that we want to get down to. So the drop will be per template, and there will only be as many available as it gets down to where we want that template to settle out.
Yeah.
And then that'll be all that it is. So it's not like an indefinite amount. And we're not just dumping a ton of CMX on the market like in one shot, because that would kill the CMX tokenomics. So this is a program that's going to last over an extended period of time, where we're using the CMX buyback as our way that we're distributing CMX out per our minting rates that we had planned for. So
excellent. It's a great plan.
It all aligns with the tokenomics and the minting rates, and it doesn't change our minting rate for 2022. It aligns with that. So it's all part of the big kind of global plan to make that all work.
It's hero shit. Yeah, that's what it is.
And so we do have a staking platform coming up, but until we get, like, each card has to get down to its intended supply before that card becomes stakeable.
Yeah.
So these buybacks, like, these cards are not going to be stakeable until they reach their intended supply, at which time they will become stakeable. So this is the funding that in a sense would be funding that staking. So the percent of staking that would be going into the champions or whatever, that's gonna go into these until these reach their target numbers, and then they will swap over from the buyback to the staking, and we'll work our way through the collection over time until eventually the whole collection is able to be staked and has reached its target numbers and everything. So
excellent. That's fucking great stuff. I really like that. That's a great little system there. And yeah, it just adds value in every way. If you want to go up, down, left, right, or center, there's more value now to the METAFORCE ecosystem, to the cards. And the supply is going to shrink. You can make some pretty wax off it if that's your angle. Yeah, I mean, shit. I'm going to play.
yeah.
Jump
And
in, see what I can do.
if it's all everything that we're designing, we're trying to make it so that for collectors, for people that are into this type of thing and follow along with it, it's going to make sense. But
Yeah.
for people that are just not following along and are just looking for quick ways to make money that will be adverse to a collection,
The weight of time is important and crucial here too. You know, like the value that time adds to this project, to this space, to like when we come back or running around into a next like super bull market, you know, like in the masses start coming, the technology's rised up a little bit. Like we're going to be known as like a little bit of the OGs. I mean, I hear that already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but think about that in a couple of years. If you're holding on to this stuff, we're not going to stop doing what we're doing. So it's just going to continue to grow from there.
yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a cricket craft up on the board here. Go ahead and put your upside down eye plays in with your wax wallet addresses, and look who's decided to just show up right during the giveaway section. How are you, brother? Welcome to the show here.
Hello, hello. I was going to ring the doorbell and answer my own door, but who needs it? I climbed in the window and found a crack. How are we, guys?
Excited. I saw you. I figured, let's bring him into the fold.
I've been running rampant, but I've had the headphones on, listening to all the METAFORCE and taco goodness going on. Exciting times.
Exciting times in the metaverse, as you all know, and I like to say. I don't know if you guys have heard about this one, but a little birdie named Boulder Magic stumbled me into this one. Check this out. Hello, roller coaster, blockchain roller coaster game. This has like been a quick, silent little sort of, you know, there's not been a lot of announcements, this and that, but we missed it. We missed like their first couple little drops. Yeah. You know about this, Reco, don't you? You son of a
bitch. These are the guys from Training Century.
Yep.
And then I've talked to them, and I've gotten 2 park passes.
Yeah.
We're hoping to add these parks into the METAFORCE arcade. So this will be part of our plan.
Fucking geez. I mean, why am I not holding the
last to know?
I know. I'm the train guy, which would mean I'm the roller coaster guy, because those are little mini trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it. Yeah, they're on tracks. I'm so sad. I didn't know about this one.
Well, so there's still, it's not like you're totally lost on it.
All right.
They haven't done their first real drop with packs and everything yet.
I know, but I just wanted to be a coaster in the coaster club.
So basically being in that coaster club, you're going to get stuff every week ongoing. It's like their VIP.
But I'm not in it.
You got to go find the.
What's the secondary look like?
Oh, yeah. It's expansive.
Yeah?
Yeah, I looked.
Hundies of dollars?
I think they were 75. No, they were 125 in the drop.
They're in the $1,000 now.
Man, I should have got another one on the drop. I got one for me and one for METAFORCE.
You get me one?
Dude, I didn't know.
I know. I didn't know either. I didn't know. All right. Anyway, that's not about me. We got 17 people ready to rock and roll in this Critter Craft rock and roll game. I think we're ready to do it. Let's do it. It's time. Super duper. Oh, wow. On the loop.
I called that number.
Oh.
Yeah, we're on the loops.
Here we go.
Ho!
Appreciate me. The Doom Rollers are rolling.
You know what to do. If you want to win, you got to avoid that Doom Roller by going to the box and seeing that the Doom Roller is not going to enter, and you already know this because you're my friend.
Oh no.
What?
Top slate, B&A, wipe down, wiped out. Boogie Dragon and Nasty first to make their way up. Danny, NFC Lover, dangling swiftly behind the Boogie Dragon on down. Back over to speed, Danny Collins, Scoop. Future MD's in coming on over to A or BA. Nasty following Scoop. Where's that Doom Roller? I feel it coming. The rumble, like a tremor through the ground, and we're down to 3. Who's going to be that top spot? Top spot.
Oh, 3 people left. 3 people left on the board. Now we have a winner.
And they leave them with 1.
Oh, I thought he was going to get away. I thought you were going to get away, but you didn't. You didn't. So we have a winner, and that's Chatmith. Chatmith 007.
You've done it, Chairman.
007. What do they win? You want to know what they won? Chatmith, where are you, buddy? Say hello. Say you're excited. Say what? Oh, wait, I see your name somewhere. Where did it go? I'm going to. Oh, there you are. All right, check your. I gave them a rare copy of the METAFORCE comic issue 1,
Nice.
as well as a pack from RotaQuest, and I've got to bring that to the board. I got to bring this the attention. I got to apologize. I screwed up on Friday. My first duty as a wax ambassador, my first assignment, RotaQuest, and I gave away the packs too early, and it got me in trouble. I got public shamed for about 3 days in a row on the Wax Ambassador Discord channel. Everybody and their mom had something to say, rightfully so. Rightfully so. You guys are right. I screwed up. I didn't read. I don't do good at reading, but I will from now on. I promise I won't make another mistake. My apologies to the RotaQuest team. I really am sorry about that.
When were they supposed to go out? After the drop?
6th. Yeah.
Well, nobody could do anything till the drop, at least. So that was,
I told everybody, but then I don't know what happened, and all of a sudden they found a trace of somebody trying to sell or open or whatever. After I did say don't try to open it, didn't I? A bunch of times, but that's on me though. It's still on me. Once
they're out there in the world, man.
I know. Yeah, nobody's gonna listen to you. So yeah, that was my bad.
First strike on the ambassadors.
Yeah.
Right out the gate too.
I know. I mean,
right.
it's not. It doesn't look pretty. It's not pretty.
You were
it's not
excited.
what I wanted to have happen.
We're excited.
Oh, it was a burner. It burned me a little bit. But yeah, I went and did a little sweeping of the floor the other day of the METAFORCE comics, as there was a few of the rares that were down there for El Cheapo, in my opinion. So I picked some up for the giveaway wallet. I gave one away just now to Chatmith 007 along with the.
So all the comics have already a little bit of added utility, and will continue to add more utility. Now, there's in our Discord, you have to hold a comic in your wallet to see certain channels. And so all of our giveaways, airdrops, everything like that will be gated by owning one of the comics. So if you don't own a comic, you're not going to see what you need to see in there for the free stuff. And then they will eventually be stakeable in our own staking platform. And they will also, once we build out a little more robust system for Arcade, they're going to provide you with kind of bonuses in that system. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there that the comics will do on top of being a readable comic.
Yeah.
So
That's good. That's amazing. That's the future. That's today. That's what's going on. It's a different world. It's a different time. You couldn't do these things with comic books back in the old days. All you could do is like maybe rip out a page and like if you were out of rolling papers, use the comic book paper as a paper to roll up. But,
that would be a fun.
So,
that would be a fun blend, right?
Uh-huh.
Blend a comic book and then some other projects, weed stuff, and then end up with a bunch of comic joints.
Yes. Comic joints. That's badass. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm super stoked on the old taco dealio. And so what's going on with the streams right now for the Metaphors? Is it Monday still or no? Just on Fridays?
Well, it's the stream that we're currently on right now.
Yeah.
It's our kickoff stream for Monday.
Okay. There's still a Metaphor.
Usually Monday night, we're sorting out hosting on that to make sure that we're going to continue to be able to do that. And then Friday as well. We're in a little bit of a weird period over the summer because everybody's schedules are all wacky and stuff. So, I've had to miss a few, and Louisville's had to miss a few because there's all of these family kind of things happening and a lot of long weekends and stuff like that. But once we get back into the swing of things with the school year, I think everything's going to sort itself out.
Gotcha. All right, so let's do another Cricker Craft round here, guys. Let's give away another Metaphors comic rare, and I'll give away another Erotic Quest pack too along with it. Why not? DJMrLEFTY'S Super. I don't like doing grubfish because it doesn't work a lot of times. It just strobes out, but this one plays smooth, swimmingly. Excellent with grace. Oh man, a lot going on. A lot coming up here. Do you know which? I know the answer to this one. Do you know where your permanent residence is going to be in Upland?
Early on, it'll be in Merced Manor. But I'm definitely an East Coast guy. I'm a New York City guy. That's where the majority of my properties and my stuff is, aside from Merced Manor. So we'll see. But
Gotcha.
Right now we're full gas with Merced Manor. We've got over 25% of the neighborhood built out. We've got a nice spark train going. It's going good.
Nice. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. How many do we have left? 4 grubbies left.
Down to the remaining 4.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, later on in the show here in about 15 minutes, we'll be joined by the boss of Wax Studios. I've got so many questions. So many questions.
So many.
Like how? How did you come up with? How did you invent wax?
Well, I think, is he going to talk about the new project?
I don't know. You're going to have to probe him into that. I don't know what this new project is. So
Yeah,
I'm curious about some blockchain brawlers. I want to ask about that a little bit.
So they just dropped information about the new project today.
Oh my God.
But you
Perfect
have to
timing.
be in it. It's one of those like kind of secret, you've got to know it things. So
Wait a minute. Do we have a Chatmouth victory once again?
Looks like it, Bob.
Stacking up there, Chatmouth. Got yourself another comic book and another Erotic Quest pack going out the door, do you? Right now. Check your whispers.
Erotic
That's
Quest.
amazing. Ooh, ice.
Well played, damn it.
Yeah, that's insane. That's magic right there. That's voodoo magic, I think you're using to win double like that in a row. Excellent. So wait. Can I find any information on this new?
Yes. So
Okay.
this has been teased.
All right. What do I look for?
I actually teased it on this show and put forth my theories. And let me, you know what? I might just, you want me to walk you through it here? Let me do a little.
Are you gonna pull up a clip of you talking about it on our own damn show?
No.
Jesus.
But I am going to show you.
Look at that, dude. Oh, look at that. Today is Chat Miss's wife's B-Day. Happy birthday to the missus.
Yeah.
And man, share the wealth with your lady then, you know. Read one of the comic books. That's awesome. All right, so
Bring up my screen.
oh, okay. Is that your screen? Yeah.
So if you remember, I had been talking about this Access Zero where there was all of these like really weirdo hints, but they didn't tell you anything that was about it. And it was talking, a lot of it said about layered and all different things. And we were thinking that it was going to be maybe, now it's presented as a Ethereum project. And you have to go to pre-mint to get on it. But there was these little tiny hints around there. And one of our wax sleuths found out that the gaming company that makes Blockchain Brawlers and the other one, Music Mogul, like the actual legal company, was also involved with some new project. And we had theorized it was this one. Well, they come to announcement today that says, go here and check up our project roadmap and other stuff. So if you go here, do project roadmap, they tell you July, this is what's happening. And we've already done this. Adventure begins, Discord and social. First team and partner reveal. That happened today. And all this other stuff's coming. So you go over to frequently asked questions. What is Access Zero? This is pretty plain stuff. When's the mint? How do I sign up for pre-mint? What blockchains are you using and why? Access Zero is a multi-chain metaverse. First assets are going to be mintable on Ethereum. Access Zero NFTs will be able to be transferred to any of the supported chains. And we know that Wax has been working on cross-chain stuff. Who's behind it? William Quigley and Jonathan Yantis. This is the Wax team. These are the Wax guys.
Whoa.
Are there other partners involved? Yes. OKX and KuCoin Labs.
Yeah,
Wax.
and that I know Wax and had just recently announced their partnership with KuCoin.
Wax has been talking about the fact that this KuCoin was going to be a gaming thing. And so this is every single hint points to this is going to be an Ethereum Wax cross-chain gaming metaverse. It's an MMO RPG, massive multiplayer online RPG, and it plans to launch in Ethereum and then kind of shift over to other chains. And I think that a bunch of the high frequency transaction stuff, they're going to use the Wax blockchain as the back end, but they're going to connect to the Ethereum players on the Ethereum chain and get that little cross mix action going. So this is exciting. These FAQs and this basic confirmation that this is going to be very likely a Wax project, I think is really cool. So
How bizarre. I love it.
Deep diving there, Reco. I like it.
yeah. Well, I've been trying to play this. I'm doing really bad, but I'm up to like level 2. And there's 6 levels. Everything about this is about 6s. This is the one I said they had the angel number 6666 and the their little logo here is supposed to look like the corner of a 6-sided die.
Yeah,
So
or the flux capacitor, either
the
one.
flux capacitor. There's been all of these crazy, intricate little ciphers that they drop that you've got to figure out, and they're all surrounding 6. So it's been interesting. So go check it out. Check out the Axis Zero. There's not much there, but there's intentionally not much there. It's supposed to be like a mystery that you're figuring out or something.
Yeah, no, it's very freaking exciting. It looks kind of like, it reminds me of one of my favorite games from the 90s. It was called Out of This World. And you're just like dropped into it, and like you're in a prison cell, and that this like alien, and you guys gotta escape, and you don't really know anything. They don't really tell you anything until you gotta sort of advance through it to figure out what's happening to you.
Yeah, it's
but
very.
Yeah, this looks cool.
It's very, very interesting. Join us.
No
Yeah,
kidding. Let me deal
so
with the
just
dog.
go
here.
there, axis0.io. Hit your little Discordy link, Twitter, and go check out the FAQs, and you'll catch up. There's still plenty of time to be getting into this and getting into all of that early stuff.
Yes, I just shared the link there in the chat if you guys want to check out the website. You guys could probably figure out where to go from there. But holy crap, holy. It's just more things to make me feel like I'm missing out. FOMO. Captain FOMO here. Wishing I had more money to throw around the blockchain. Damn it. It's every day. There's like a new one. I'm like, I really want to get in or whatever. And then I'm like half awake or half asleep, and I'll come across some dumb thing. And I'm like, I have to get, and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Just slow down. Slow your roll.
You don't have to. Slow down. Wait till the morning comes.
And then they're all sold out. And I'm like, damn
And you're
it.
really upset. Then the floor goes up, and then you buy in, and then the floor dips, and then you move. I'm just kidding.
This is why I went all in on one project. Yeah, that's one way to do it, huh? Go all. A lot of people do that. Which one? Oh, never mind. I'm not going to ask. I know. Forsaken is the answer.
Forsaken.
Like I was about to ask, like, duh. Duh. Well, Jesus Christ. All right, so that's happening. We have the boss coming in here in about 7 minutes. That should be exciting. Brother, did you sleep at all this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Last night.
Okay. Very good.
But eventful weekend, yeah, for sure. The house is upside down. Laundry is in the works as we speak.
Good boy.
I'm gonna have to hop off here in a second and order an Uber.
Oh, okay.
I'll pop in and out, or I'll play the background either way when the boss man shows up.
Sure.
General discharge coming in with the sake, flying the flag.
Let me take care of the doggy real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Come on,
10 pop cans. Yeah, that was
Sweeping.
I wonder what the difference between, like, is the Wax team the same team as Wax Studios is one of the things that I'm wondering.
Yep.
It's the exact same.
Wax Studios is part of Wax.
So,
yeah. And that's definitely been a topic of discussion, in that Wax Studios is as any business would, is promoting their own stuff, and some people are concerned about that conflict of interest there, where
right, are they just going to push their own projects?
Okay, sorry about that. Oh yeah, it's a mess today. All right, back to the show.
Back to the show.
The
Back
Left Action House.
To the show.
the show. All right, so we'll get to the third room tomorrow for the music dens. We'll drop the rest of the parts, the room, the art, and the vinyl, and then we'll be able to blend up. We'll have all that stuff ready for tomorrow. I think we're gonna do it today, but oh, look at this Galaxy jumper. Looks really cool. It is really cool.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, check it out. It's a good one.
It definitely has some a whole lot of Left House in it.
A lot of Lefty.
Lefty got all over that bad boy.
Yeah, it's a good one. I really like the way that book flows. The art's lovely. Mao and Mars did insane work on that. The voice actors are incredible.
Yeah, man, for sure. That's for shizzle dizzle.
And soon enough, we'll blink sometime soon here. We'll have a new book, a new Force book one of these days here soon enough.
Yeah, we got our art. We got all our line art. So
finally getting there, which is exciting.
Piecing it together.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's talk. Let's do a little bit more preparation here for the boss here. What other questions should we ask him? Anybody in the audience, if anybody has questions for the head of the Wax Studios, let's get them out now so we can ask them. Ask him what the deal is. But yeah. What kind of questions do you have, brother? What would you like to know?
I was just asking Reco. He kind of clarified or cleared it up for me. Like if there was a difference between the Wax blockchain team and the Wax Studios team.
Yeah.
My understanding is that Wax Studios is part of the larger Wax team.
Okay.
So
all right. So essentially something like Wax Studios is like who handles making their games and this and that. But like the Wax blockchain, they've made like just the token and like all the things around it or whatever, something like that maybe.
So it gets kind of interesting because there's the Wax technical team, and then there's the OIG, which is the Office of Inspector General.
Yeah.
And that is intended to kind of function on its own and not be influenced by Wax directly, but it is a little bit, and that keeping that line there is kind of important. And then there are the actual block producers, and the 21 block producers, the guilds voted to be the block producers, are the ones that actually make certain updates to the chain. So there's actually a chain update that's coming out. There's an update to the EOS base layer called Mandrill that's coming this year. And so EOS was built by Block One, and then the EOS community didn't really like what Block One was doing. So they essentially took EOS and now are making this new version of EOS called Mandrill. And that will be essentially replacing EOS, but it's not as influenced or not influenced at all by Block One. And then that once that's live on EOS and has run on there, then probably the Wax testnet will become Mandrill based to test it and make sure everything works smoothly on there. And then the Wax mainnet chain will go from EOS.io to Mandrill, but Mandrill is essentially just an updated EOS.io. So everything will be backwards compatible. Everything that's running on chain now will continue to be able to run on chain.
Gotcha.
But it will.
Well, we have him. We have our boss here. We have Micheal. He's sitting in the. Yeah, let's bring him on in to the conversation. Micheal, how are you?
Hey, there he is.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Good. Good.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, me too. Very, very excited to have you here. This is a great day for us. This is super cool. So many questions. We were just talking about the differences between, say, like Wax Studios and like the Wax blockchain.
Right.
Yeah. So where, like, the Wax Studios is how long from the inception of the Wax blockchain did it take till Wax Studios showed up?
Yeah, it's a great question. A lot of people get them confused. They think that Wax Studios only builds on Wax. In reality, that's not true. The connection is, William Quigley and Jonathan Yantis are the founders of both Wax Studios and Wax the blockchain. But, Wax the blockchain, it's like the internet. Nobody owns it, right? And so Wax blockchain is a nonprofit charitable organization. But, we certainly have the means and the ability to, develop content. And we think that the best way to get people to adapt the Wax blockchain is to build content on that blockchain to show how it works from a utility standpoint. It's literally the best consumer experience in the world, and it's not even close. And so we showcase the technology and the platform by building content for that platform, but we are not exclusive to the Wax blockchain. And so it's a little bit of a misnomer. Wax Studios is exclusive for Wax. We are on Wax, but we're very much a cross-chain organization, because what Wax Studios believes is we believe in utility on Wax, but liquidity everywhere. And to have liquidity everywhere means a bunch of bridges to, Ethereum and all the layer 2s and different protocols. So that's kind of Wax Studios in, 2 minutes or less.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, we were just talking about the Access Zero project.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And how that seems to be very much of a cross-chain project too. I mean, I didn't know anything about it. Reco drops this on me. I guess the announcement came out today. I'm like, wow.
So they, I've been in the Access Zero Discord and following along and doing the ciphers and stuff with the speculation that it was going to be a collaborative project with Wax. And they basically let the cat out of the bag today and posted, these are the teams involved and this is everything that's involved, which pretty much verified that. To be the case. So it's really interesting to see how that's going to work out, assuming that it's going to use Wax almost as a back end or layer 2 to help support the game on Ethereum, or do you have any input on that? Anything you're allowed to say?
That's the initial thinking. We're going to lead on Ethereum because that's where metaverses seem to do really, really well. And we actually think we tell a better story and we have a better ecosystem and better utility. And so why not go where the big boys play? Like, we're a really big fish in a pretty decent sized pond, but we're not in every pond. And so kind of, leading the charge on Ethereum and having Wax sort of function as a layer 2, we think is a really interesting paradigm. The other thing that you'll learn with Wax Studios is that every single thing we do informs the next thing that we do. And so Blockchain Brawlers came out and it was a very kind of, modest mining game. We thought it was the best mining game in the world at the time, and it probably was, but it was a mining game. So it was click and farm, and that's not very aspirational real gamers, but we always wanted to appeal to real gamers. So we're a little late on the mining curve in terms of being the farmers world of the worlds, if you will, or alien worlds or things of that nature. But we said, look, we believe in the IP and we know how to make a great game. We always said there's going to be a great PvP game here. And so our next game, which we've announced, which is Music Mogul, could have shipped in June or July, and been this, again, sort of a fairly understated kind of what would be perceived as a cash grab. And instead we said, nope, we're no longer going to launch these games that have kind of humble gameplay aspirations. We're going to build full games. And so when Music Mogul comes out, which the schedule is looking like October, it's going to have a kind of global competitions every single week, right? With real rewards, with real incentives, with real prizes tied to daily activities. So you have this nice back and forth place. So everything we do, there's a premise, there's an expected outcome, and then we'll establish a baseline and we'll pivot. And again, the Access Zero metaverse, is informed by what we learned on Brawlers. It's informed by what we've learned on Music Mogul. It's informed by what we've seen kind of other Deed and other, Sandbox and other metaverses have done. And so, we don't try to be opportunistic just in a vacuum. We always are learning and moving the ball down the field, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, it always seems like it's a smart move for any blockchain to try to be able to integrate and work with Ethereum. I know even on the DeFi side of things, there's the bridge there between Wax and ETH. What about it seems like it's mostly games that you guys are focused on from the Wax studio. Are there any other strange projects that aren't games, or that like that you guys are working with? Or you laugh, there must be something there.
Well, strange project. I mean, it's funny when we look at kind of the paradigms. I think the real interesting thing, and maybe a little bit unfortunate thing, is that Web3 and cryptocurrencies are so inextricably linked that people assume that Web3 gaming and collections are also tied to the price of cryptocurrencies. And so they're like, oh wow, Ethereum, and Bitcoin off its highs from November, December of last year, so therefore Web3 gaming is dead. And I'm like, that couldn't be further from the truth, in our mind. Like Web3 gaming, and the beauty of the technology allows for ownership, like true ownership, right? Truly removing that walled garden. And that's the power of it. And it's unfortunate that the cryptocurrencies are kind of cycling down. If you look at the kind of the 4-year cycle as we head towards the halvening, like there's all these things that just people map to the gaming initiative. But in reality, I believe they're mutually exclusive. And so when we looked at what were going to be the drivers of Web3 mass adoption, 18 months ago, everybody thought it was collections. It was like, oh, it's all about, the Street Fighter collection, which we had on Wax, was the Atari collection, was all these, we did a bunch of stuff with Topps and MLB and Hasbro and Funko and all these wonderful IPs. And collections, they have their place, but we found that it was fairly niche, right? It was a really highly collectible kind of thing, and you needed real utility to the NFT, which sometimes that was really hard to deliver. And so players was just like, okay, interesting, but NFTs are a scam, right? Because you can't do anything with them. And so you can't really, move people off that narrative if they truly believe that. But gaming can. Yeah. Right? That's the really powerful thing about gaming. Is like, here, you own this. Use it to play and to win and to level up and to earn and to conquer and to progress, or sell it or trade it or not do anything with it. It's yours. It's not mine. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to play God mode and take all your stuff away and tell you can't take it out of the ecosystem. And if I see you try to sell it on eBay, I will blacklist your account, which is what Blizzard has done, EA has done, all these other companies have done. Like, we found that gaming, because of the true utility tied to the NFT, that's what we believe is going to drive mass adoption of Web3. And so anytime we can get that message out there and get that across every single cohort, whether it's an Ethereum cohort, it's a Wax cohort, it's a layer 2, it's immutable X, you're like, that's what we're all about.
Yeah. So okay. So for some of those, like when you're saying like the Street Fighter collection, perfect example, because that is a game, or was a game, where it's coming from. And so it's the focus at the time is collections. That works for the time. But as everything shifts, is there plans to shift that collection into more of a game? Or like what happens with Street Fighter? Are they happy with working with you guys? Or does that partnership still exist? Or what I mean? How does that work?
Yeah. It's really funny. When we did the license initially, I think they just gave it to us as a real kind of opportunistic thing. Like, yeah, here you go, digital trading cards, fine. Yeah. It didn't really, because NFT collectibles wasn't really a thing then. And it certainly hadn't permeated the gaming culture like it had kind of the art world or the collectible world. And so when that initial sale went off the way that it did and got all that just love from the fanboys and fangirls, if you will, that really made them open their eyes. They're like, okay, there's a real business here. Let's do a 2.0 and then a 3.0, and how else can we help you? So they went from, kind of this low end business development, like, let's see what happens, to, wow, that's a material amount of revenue for our player base. And their fans loved it, which is really what got their attention. Like it was such a wonderful thing for building affinity and kind of a real kind of, love letter to the Street Fighter community. They're like, okay, we respect what you've done. Now let's lean in here and see what we can do. But it's very much kind of us doing all the work and not them. And so for it to get deeper integration into an actual game, like any of the Street Fighter collections, would mean they would have to kind of take it and work with it. And right now, there's not been that connection that's been made, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't. Like at some point you could absolutely say, connect your Wax Cloud wallet to your Street Fighter ID or or your PlayStation Network, whatever it is, or Xbox Live account. You could certainly do that, but that would have to come from the Capcom side, not from the Wax side. But it's not impossible. Right. Certainly, we've known games historically that have, EA used to do it all the time. When I was there, we'd look at what's on your hard drive and say, oh, you own older versions, therefore you unlock these things in this new version as an incentive to buy and to upgrade. And so it's not impossible. They just have to choose to do it.
You used to work at EA?
Quite a while ago. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, crazy. So that's all very. I see the issue there. I would assume that through all that Capcom would have been like, let's go and jump on this. But then I also know there's a big conversation when it comes to sort of like the mainstream gamers trying to sort of hate on the blockchain games a little bit right now in the stage. So I wonder where their heads are at, and it must be interesting trying to have these conversations with some of these companies that have come in like this. Like even Robotech is another one that's like that. It seems difficult to work with some of the partners that you have on the scale that they are.
It's not difficult. It's impossible.
It's impossible. Right? Yeah.
They don't even want to engage in the conversation. And why is that? Because their community of players have told them that they don't want anything to do with it because NFTs are scams, right?
Right.
And that cryptocurrencies are boiling the oceans and killing the rainforests. And there's all these things that are, if you look at the Wax tech stack, like none of that's true, right?
Right.
And what I find, I maybe get in a little bit of trouble, but I've talked to the people at EA and I've talked to all the major publishers about, hey, you should build your content, your gaming content, NFTs, utility, maybe even embrace a kind of an in-game currency as a fungible token that's traded on a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange. They're like, that sounds really hard and really complicated. I'm like, it is, but it's the future. They're like, yeah, we don't want to do that. And they fall back on the crutch of, well, our audience tells us it's bad. It's like, well, you could also educate your audience.
Yeah.
And these are, by the way, these are the exact same conversations we had with all the big players when free-to-play was a thing in 2010. They're like, wait a minute, we don't want to spend millions of dollars on development and just give the software away. That'll never monetize. It's like, no, that's the way the future's going to work. Like, well, we don't believe you because we can't see a version of the future where I spend millions of dollars in development. 99% of my audience never pays me. And when they pay me through in-app purchases, which are microtransactions. Like, you can't tell me that I can monetize that 1% enough to make a meaningful business. Like, you absolutely can and you will. And they're like, no, it's much easier for me as an operator to figure out how to get 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12% more out of my existing business. Like, that I know how to do. I can pull those levers and get just a little bit more out of a known commodity, opposed to shifting my business model 100%. Like, that business model shift is a company extinction activity potentially. Like, if you get it wrong, you can kill your whole company. And so there's this real, fear of loss is a great motivator, and they don't want to lose that business. And so they don't change their behaviors and their habits. But we know this is where the world is going. And at some point, you look at who won free to play. Was it EA? Was it Midway? Was it Warner? Was it Activision? No, it was Scopely, and it was Zynga, and it was Supercell, and it was King. Yeah. And it was all these groups that were mobile native, mobile free to play, and they got hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue because they saw a future that those other companies did not, because those other companies were afraid of change. We're seeing the exact same conversation play out in Web3 gaming. And by the way, it's not just free to play to Web3. You can go back from 8-bit to 16-bit, 16-bit to 32, 32 to 64, cartridge-based games to disc-based games to online games, downloadable content, freemium versus, like, the model shifts are always the same. And there's always groups that don't make the jump. And this is the way that this industry has been for the last 30 years. And, this is no different. So we will get there. We will lead the way at Wax. We will show them what that North Star looks like. They're like, oh, I get it. I'll just copy and clone you, or maybe I'll just buy you, and then that'll be that. Like, that's how this is all going to play out. There'll be this great consolidation. And it's like, yeah, we should have known this because this is the way it always has been.
Yeah, no, I agree. So with Wax, in my mind, like, there's all these tools, there's all these ways that you can, like, as a creator, utilize what's there, what's available, and like so much further or easier to use, or like things that seems like mechanics were there before other blockchains. Before you could do things on ETH, we were doing them way farther on Wax and stuff. Yeah. So like, it seems like with all of that being said, and even in the larger conversation of blockchain, why do people still, like ETH people, not take Wax seriously? It blows my mind. It's a conversation that boils my blood on this show very often, where it's like, I don't get it. Like, if I'm watching other streamers, and like I saw one the other day where somebody was just like, kind of, shitting on Wax a little bit. And it's just like, I'm like, dude, I could tell they've never even been there. They've never come and even like dabbled. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't know what they're talking about. So what, from your standpoint, where you're sitting at, like, what do you think it takes to get the respect of these other blockchains.
How many days do we have allocated for this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up on our 500 show, so we could do another 500 on it. I think
I'm with you. And one of the things that we did, and we hear it all the time, is when people really look into it, whether it's investors or it's competitive chains that we're looking at doing cross collaborations with, or it's consumers that are kind of MetaMask kind of wallet users or whatnot, they're like, I don't get it. Like, low to no transactional cost, immediate kind of transactions, a Web 2 consumer interface through Wax Cloud Wallet. Like, there's like in 13.3 million Wax Cloud Wallet accounts signed up for. Like, why aren't you guys like blocking out the sun and dominating everybody? And it's like nails on a chalkboard for us. Like, we hear it, we see it. There's a bunch of bizarre things that, again, we don't have great answers, but I think we have good answers. Like, Wax has been around for a long time, 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And there's all these Johnny-come-latelys, these EVMs and whatnot that raised a lot of money. When you raise a lot of money, you become kind of an earned media darling. Like, everybody wants to cover your $500 million cap raise, and they want to talk about all the things that you're doing. And I don't know, we've done it. And so maybe we're not as sexy as the others, but at some point it's going to be a meritocracy, right? At some point you can't trade on vaporware forever. Like, we have performance, we have traction. And the thing that we're doing is we changed PR firms at the beginning of the year, and we're trying to get out the message around Wax. But the more important thing is that, again, we want our products to lead the way. So when you look at Wax Cloud Wallet is far and away the most powerful and easiest and most robust and feature-laden wallet in the entire world. We go toe-to-toe with any wallet, bar none, and we blow them away in terms of features, functionality, ease of use, ease of adoption. All these things are not, like us just, believing our own BS. So one of the things we're doing as an example is we're going to do a bunch of cross collaborations with people where if we see you have a MetaMask wallet or any other kind of, non-Wax Cloud wallet account, we'll set up a Wax Cloud wallet for you, and we'll allow users to start to use it, because that's the tip of the spear, right? Of the consumer experience. Yeah. Every single dApp on Wax, you sign in with your single sign-on, which is your Wax Cloud wallet. And it's, 1 or 2 clicks and you're done. Kind of like, it could not be easier. You actually get to see your NFTs. You, like the transactional kind of, like I said, rapidity or expeditiousness is, we will show people that better solution. Yeah. And it will come in time. We know that we can't, we're not going to try to boil the ocean, but we're working on getting more exposure, because we're like you. We're like, I don't get it. Like, this should be the standard bearer. And the reality is people are lazy, right? And it's like, I've already got one wallet. I've got tribalism around my one chain. I know how to use this singular marketplace, and okay, that's fine.
I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people. I was able to really, I was super all Wax before NFT NYC, and I went out there trying to get the alternative perspective from a lot of people. And there were a couple things that came around a number of times. There is the need to have the Wax Cloud wallet to access everything is an issue for some people, because there are a lot of people that are security minded that want the option to use a different wallet. And I do think that opening up the Wax Studios titles to a user having the option to use another wallet could decrease some friction for some people. There are the people on Ethereum and on Solana that they're used to managing their own keys, and they're more comfortable doing that. And I always suggest to everybody, you should have a cloud wallet and something else, right? I personally am a huge fan of Ledger. So the stuff I know I'm going to hold on for years, I toss it into my Ledger wallet. So I'm not worried about, there are some attack vectors on a cloud wallet that don't exist on, say, a hardware wallet or something like that. So that's definitely something I think is a friction point for the people that are used to some of those other wallets that would really like to see that open up. And then it was interesting. So many vendors that we're developing weren't familiar with EOS.io, weren't familiar with Wax, and were really almost off put by the resource model because they had trouble wrapping their head around not using gas. They were like, oh, well, the way you solve gas is you make it really, really cheap. And I was like, well, there's a different resource model. And what some people pushed back on is they said, well, as the price of wax as a speculative asset appreciates, your amount of wax that you have to stake appreciates in USD value. And if you have to come in and stake a couple $1,000s worth to get the transactions that you need to get, people see that as a friction. And I think that's more of just an education thing, letting people know there are CPU rentals, there are all of these other ways to deal with that without having to stake, say, 5,000 wax.
Yeah,
Those
and
two big challenges.
Yeah, a couple of things I'm going to jump in. I think you raised some great points, and obviously we're not kind of deaf or insensitive to those concerns, right? And so, if you look at the Wax Cloud Wall roadmap, we have, the ability to take full, ownership of your keys, right? And so that is absolutely coming to the Wax Cloud Wall. So people can have it both ways, right? That's one. And two is, what people don't realize in, Wax Studio games is that we boost all your transactions. And so you're actually not paying any net, or you're not paying any CPU for any of your transactions in Wax Cloud Wallet games tied to Wax Studios. So that's a benefit, and that's the power of kind of having the Wax Cloud Wallet in our umbrella. But if you do want to not post resources, as you talked about, we allow you to pay for things on a transaction by transaction basis, right? And it's fractions of a penny. And if that's the model that you want to go to, terrific. You can certainly go to that. It's still way cheaper than gas, but you don't have to stake net, stake RAM, stake CPU. It's like, oh, you want to do this? It's going to cost you, however many decimal points, .1 of wax to do that. And players, right? They can opt in to do that, and and they can have it both ways.
Yeah.
And so obviously RAM you can resell. CPU you can stake and unstake. Net is what it is. But if you are used to, you want to pay on a per transaction basis and have that kind of level of granularity of control, God bless. We allow for that to happen.
Yeah.
So, and that's a very recent change that we've enacted. That I think, again, the arguments that people make against kind of the Wax Cloud Wallet, we don't sit there and go, "You're wrong." We're like, okay, here.
Yeah.
If that's the friction, and you're not kind of, one person on an island, a singular kind of, lunatic fringe, we will adopt these standards again to make this more usable and to give you the flexibility. That's the power of the Wax Cloud Wallet, which again, we think is the best wallet in the world.
Yeah.
I think
it's a little bit of what you were saying earlier about like people are somewhat lazy or they fear change. It's like once you kind of get, I'm guilty of that. Like once I kind of start to get into a lane and get comfortable, it's kind of hard to step out. Learning the technology can be, very scary for people. Back when, like in the 2017, I got so many people into crypto and helped them set it up. And it was like I saw the same fear every time going through it. And then they would finally get comfortable and know which buttons to push and stuff. You just got to know which buttons to push. But right. It's scary, though. It's scary, though, to get into new ones for some reason. But yeah, I like you're saying, like I don't get it on this level of like with the partnerships, with the quality of the product, what you can do with it, how simple it is, the gas fees. That was really funny actually when like the ETH gas fees were going like hysterical. We would have some like artists from that side come on and we'd like sort of like force them into the wax side of things, and it would be fun to watch their face melt at like how simple and how cheap and how like, oh, I gotta look into this a little bit more. People would kind of jump in.
Yeah, it's really funny. There's going to be this moment of atonement that's coming for our friends at Polygon who are very close to and we like a lot. Solana, the same thing. Like all these groups that you've seen going out and writing checks for big AAA developers to drive mass adoption. Like those chains aren't built to scale. They're really not. Right. And so there was this famous article that came out, I want to say Jan 4th or 5th of this year, maybe even January 6th, where, Sunflower Land melts the Polygon chain. And they didn't have a ton of DAU, like less than 400K DAU, which is a lot for a Web3 game, but not in the grand scheme of things, not a lot for a regular game. And, they couldn't handle the transactions. And ETH or the gas fees were through the roof. The time to transact was inordinately long. And they put their game into stasis mode. And literally after they tweeted out, the CEO of the studio tweeted out, we're going into stasis mode. Sorry, we don't know when. We have to re-architect a lot of things, right? because this EVM isn't built to handle gaming collections, so to speak. It's built to handle regular art collections, but not game transactions where you've got all these things going back and forth. And so literally 5 minutes later, he called us on the phone and said, how do I move my game to Wax? Because you guys are doing 8,000 legitimate transactions a second. And when you're a gamer, right, and you lose, or you want to beat a level, or you want to progress faster than anybody else because there's some sort of competition, you go, and the gamer mentality is, I'm going to go buy this so I can win right now, right? Or I can get ahead right now, because I could grind this and it could take me 3 days, but what's 3 days of my time worth? 3 days of my time is worth N number of dollars. So therefore, if I pay it and I save myself time and I shortcut my progress, I will do that. Like, okay, great. Well, if you do that on a surge-based chain, right, you may have your asset in a few minutes, or maybe a few hours, or maybe a few days. Now, when you're collecting CryptoPunks and Bored Apes, it's no big deal to get something 2 to 3 days later. But when you want the BFG 9000 because you want to go blow somebody's virtual head off, and you have to wait 2 to 3 days to get it, it almost becomes this cooling down period. And then it's like, I wish I wouldn't have bought that. Like, but when you're a gamer, like, that kind of expeditious transaction, that robustness is a huge, huge advantage for us. And you've got all these chains writing all these checks to all these content providers to drive mass adoption of consumers onto their chain, but they can't scale. And so they're only going to exacerbate their own problem. Whereas Wax, we're like, yeah, bring it on. We already do we do more transactions on a daily basis than every single blockchain in the world combined. And it's not even close. It's like anywhere from 52 to 55% of every single kind of ledger update happens on Wax on a daily basis, and has for the last kind of year plus.
Gotcha. Let me ask you a question. As far as, you guys have a handful of games that you guys are creating. What's your baby? What's your love?
Blockchain Brawlers is a love of mine. I'm so fond of it for all these reasons I'll share with you.
Cool.
First and foremost, it's my first child. So your firstborn is usually your favorite, at least until your secondborn, figures out how to pass it up. I tell all my kids I love them the same. Yeah. But Blockchain Brawlers is great in that I think it's, first of all, we had a really interesting negotiation with the WWE, and they would have charged us a king's ransom to license their IP. And we said, we'll just build original content because we think we can capture the essence of wrestling and kind of our childhood heroes. And we think we've done that artistically. We think we've done that from a backstory standpoint. The narratives are really, really tight. They're really funny. Yeah. And we built this game that a lot of people have, like, we haven't spent a single dollar on user acquisition, yet we've grown to like 8,000 players, which is an incredible accomplishment in the Web3 space. We were top 10 on CryptoSlam for a long time, or top 20 on CryptoSlam from an audience standpoint. We're now past the mining phase, and we're now into the PvP phase. And the PvP is a game designed by Richard Garfield, like the creator of Magic the Gathering. Yeah. He said, I have this game I've been working on for a year, but it's just a pet project. I don't have a home for it. But if you like it, maybe you could put a Brawlers wrapper on it, and maybe it would work for you. I'm like, you're Richard Garfield. You're telling me you built a game that nobody else in the world has seen. You don't have a home for it, and you're asking me if I like it? Like, I'm such a huge Richard Garfield fanboy, and I can totally tie the creative world of Blockchain Brawlers, which we built over here, with this game that you've built over there, and I can blend them beautifully, and I can show players this is the paradigm. This is the North Star. This is, about taking your assets that you've collected that have rarity, putting them into an esport game that, nobody on console is playing, nobody on, kind of the mobile app world is playing, nobody in kind of client-based PCs. Like, this is a brand new exclusive experience to the Wax community. And the only place in the world to play it is on Web3, not on Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo Switch. Like, this is such a wonderful creative story, right? And Richard, who is very anti-blockchain, is now very pro-Wax. Got all these players who are early adopters who now feel like they're on the kind of the cusp of something really incredible. Like, there's so much to love about how PvP works. You can look at the interface, the interface mock-up. If you scroll down a little tiny bit, is right there. Yeah, I was looking. So as you play the game, things happen in the ring. Sometimes it maps to what you're doing. Sometimes we give player agency to allow them to taunt and so forth. Like, you see, those are your characters that you've collected in the ring. They're fighting. Like, that's Barry Greenhorn versus Colt Tenderfoot. And if whoever you own is in the ring, they represent you, and whatever moves you've crafted and collected and traded for and upgraded, like, they get to play. Like, this is real kind of, real different paradigm for what players are used to in the Web3 space. And we're sort of saying, this is the North Star you should pay attention to. We have this deflationary economy tied to crafting, upgrading, player onboarding, where, by the way, we sold a tiny amount of packs, and every pack, every onboarding initiative going forward is in the hands of the community. So if you guys wanted to join the game and you didn't have any NFTs, go to the marketplace and buy things that our players crafted. Not that we sold you, but that our players crafted, because the real aha moment is that player-to-player economy, that participation economy. We will get a little tiny scrape of every single transaction forever, and that model works for us. Other publishers, it blows their mind, but as long as we can put the hands in the power of the player and they realize that there's this alignment of risk, and it's shown in this paradigm that is Blockchain Brawlers, which is a real PvP game. Not bots. Bots won't win. The better gamer will win. And knowing that you're in control of your decisions, you have agency, like, it's such a wonderful thing to say to the world. This is how we believe things are going to play out in the future. And we get to show it to you in September, not in 2 years. Like, it's got me super geeked up, if you can imagine.
I can feel it. I can hear it in your voice. And I'm smiling ear to ear. I don't know if you were much of were you a wrestling fan back in the day and stuff? Or?
In fact, I was, absolutely. Yes. You better believe it. Both NWA and WWF and AWA. And
well, during the WWF years.
In St. Louis my entire childhood. And then
I
worked at PHQ and built a lot of WWF and WWE and WCW games. So I met all my heroes, Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I met them all, Vince McMahon, you name it. So yes, I'm a huge wrestling fan.
So cool, man. That is exciting as all hell. Yeah, I was way obsessed with the WWF back in the day. Me and my brother, we had all like the big heavy rubber dolls, and we had this system. When first we would trade, we'd pick teams, and he would have his, and we'd be the managers. And then like it would basically be like we'd flip them, and if your guy landed face up, then you would win if yours was down. But like if you kept landing face up or face down, then you knew that this was going to be a good match and was going to go on.
Oh my God, that's great.
So like this kind of card crafting, like this is what we were missing back in the 80s, right?
Like
this
is
so cool.
Yeah.
This is really, really hype. I was super hyped when the first time I saw the Brawlers this year. The art and the trailer, everything was just like speaking right to me. So it's really exciting.
It's a total non sequitur out of left field, but I did something similar. I didn't have the sort of Stretch Armstrong style dolls that you had or the action figures you had. I did something even more basic and more ridiculous. Is that I had a pool table and I made basically a bracket, and every pool ball would wrestle the other pool ball, and I just raced two of them at a time, and whichever knocked the other into the pocket got pinned. And then I would move the pool balls forward, and it got to the single elimination. Whatever pool ball ended up winning, but it was that same premise. Like, it was a tournament. Wrestling, it was about eliminating the other. And I think we all wanted to set up competitions and be promoters and managers, and we had our favorites, right, that we opted into. I did it with my Matchbox racing cars on Hot Wheels, as well as my action figures. And now here I get to have that play out in real life. Like, these brawlers, by the way, in the rings, they look like toys, and that's very intentional.
So
it's supposed to feel like kind of Celebrity Deathmatch meets the Lego movies, right? That's very much the inspiration.
Fantastic, man. That's so cool. So you're saying September is when we'll be into PFP?
The PvP will come out in September, and you can play it. We're going to do a small closed beta with just a handful of people. One of the interesting tips, he's so smart, and I always learn to talk, even just kind of organically. I pick up all of these things, but he said one of the things you can do is, he said, when you're balancing card games, especially one like this, that's not like Magic the Gathering, it's very much kind of a spin on poker. He said, when you're balancing this, you said the best thing you can do is get this in front of as many different kinds of people as possible. And so he said, because you don't know what meta is going to emerge, you don't know what problems people are going to have, you don't know what the average length of gameplay is going to be. And so get some real feedback across a very broad spectrum of individuals just to see what they think. And so what we're doing, it'd be really easy to kind of confuse or put noise in the signal by adding all these incredible visuals with these over-the-top moves that are fantastical and funny. But we want to focus on the head-to-head action of playing this card game mechanic, the fulcrum of the experience. We want to balance and understand if that's easy to understand first, and then as soon as you understand it, do you enjoy it? And so that's one thing we don't know. We all love it, but we're obviously biased. So.
Right, but how long would you say it took for you, for you to get it, or once you started playing for all you guys?
It's really interesting. It's a great question. So you go through these phases. It's almost like the phases of grief, right? Like the first phase is like, I hear about the premise, I go, okay, this is insultingly simple and it can't be that much fun. Like it's war, right? Like my card is higher than your card. It's actually my 2 cards are higher than your 2 cards. And that's true. That is exactly how it works. If your 2 cards are higher than my 2 cards, you win. But there's all these things that you do along the way that decide whether you want to wager that your 2 cards are higher. And so the first game, you're just kind of getting the feel of it. You're like, okay, I get it. And then by game 2, you're like, okay, now I'm really comfortable with the rules and all the different things. Because there's like 7 or 8 kind of variables of choices you have to make with every single move that you make. So there's deep thinking to it. By game 3, there's this light bulb that goes off your mind like, oh, I get it. Like this is so like devilishly clever. And that subtlety doesn't really hit you until halfway through the 3rd game. And you're like, Richard Garfield is a genius. And now I feel really like my decisions now, I didn't understand what I was doing before, but now I understand how all these things are impacted and how it relates to whether I actually win or not. And then there's this whole element of now I understand there's this whole like half the game is just reading your opponent like poker is. Like, what are they doing? Their bet means one thing. Their up card means one thing. How many times they folded means like everything means something. And now you're taking all those things into the calculus and you're going, okay, I should play this hand or I should not play this hand based on all these things that you now have an appreciation for.
Will we be able to taunt our players? Like, will there be some form of communication or chat or like even just like a button of like, haha, gotcha. Or, you know, any sort of like trolling mechanics to your opponent?
One thing that I know about our community is they love to talk shit to each other to no end. They're already in Discord talking about all the things they're going to do to one another, and it's not a pretty conversation. So we want to obviously lean into that, and we want to feel that. So there's this whole set of taunts and emotes that you can craft and collect and upgrade that will very much troll people live and in real time. And by the way, we're going to allow for really robust streaming and then allow you to capture those moments and then post those moments. So we're going to totally fuel the inflation of the animus that exists between these people. So yeah, you better believe we're gonna double down on that, no doubt.
Right on. And there's the block party is starting in a few days here, yeah,
starting on Friday. So the thing that so every single month, what we do is we tell people, and we started doing it back in February of this year, is like we do a monthly communications calendar. This is what you can expect this month for the next 30 days. And it's like every day or every other day, we have something to pay attention to because we know content cadence is a big deal. In June, we talked about gold utility and the balancing of gold. And in July, we talked about brawl utility and why you want to accumulate and hold brawl. You don't want to sell it because we knew that at the end of July, the mining phase was going to be done. And so the mining phase is done, meaning there's nothing to do when the mining phase ends. And PvP starts in September. So there's like this 2-month gap. We said for the next 2 months, we're not going to forget about you. We're going to give you so much to do and so much to pay attention to. And this block party is a reflection of progress. The thing that we know is that players want continual reinforcement that Wax is investing in this IP. And that we don't want to just say, check back in 8 weeks. We want to say check back in a day or two because there's always something that we're going to be doing. And so as long as we keep them engaged and keep them retained and we show them that we care, like this block party, we're giving away over $30,000 worth of prizes with nothing expected in return that's coming back to us. It's not like it's driving user acquisition. It's not like it's driving monetization. We're just giving away $30,000 worth of prizes for the next month. And that's a kind of a thank you to our community and saying, sit tight. We're going to a really great place once this PvP game launches. And by the way, there's probably a second PV game that's different than this that we're also contemplating launching. So never think that that's it. Like, oh, is that it? Like, that's never it. Like, there's always so much more. And this is a reflection of that belief.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling how impatient certain people or how short the attention span can be because like it's still like feels like we're only at the beginning of a lot of this stuff, but all of the ducks seem to be lined up in a row for success for the brawlers, in my opinion. You know, with the creator of the game, like that's got to be insane. You know, like there's so many Magic fans, you know, that I'm imagining that are going to want to check this out. There's so many wrestling fans that are going to want to dabble in this. It just, it seems to answer to a lot of great, large groups of people, I feel like.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of wrestling, which I know you are, and a lot of our audience is, like, you'll recognize a lot of the things from the game. Like,
yeah, for sure.
The Ric Flair has this very famous strut that he does. It's so annoying. Yet that's going to be one of the emotes that you can pull out if you've crafted and leveled it up. He also has that famous reverse knife edge. It's such a loud slap. Then you have his woo, and then we'll have like the Stone Cold Stunner. We'll have the pedigree. We'll have choke slam from hell. We'll have tombstone pile driver. We'll have the RKO, the diamond cutter. Like, all these moves that people realize that they recognize will be in our game.
Yeah.
And yet you can craft them, collect them, and use them in a match. But yet the reactions will be very much, kind of Tex Avery, Looney Tunes, over the top. Like I said, kind of the Lego.
That's
like,
so
imagine,
good.
pile driving somebody, but their head is submerged underneath the mat because you pile drive them just so hard. And this is very much a toy, and it's very much tongue in cheek, right? It's not based on ragdoll physics or kind of things that are real in the human world. And so we take a lot of joy in delivering things that people don't expect, right? Where's that spectacle? Where do we go above and beyond that expectation? And it's really, really important for us to deliver that entertainment to people and know that people say, oh, I'm really interested in your project. I'm like, well, first of all, it's not a project, it's a game. Let's talk about it like a game, right? One of the things that we're guilty of as a community is we talk to ourselves. We're like, oh, let's talk about blocking missions and withdrawing and, centralized exchanges and, deflationary measures. And gamers come in here and they go, wait, what? I just want to play a game and win. And when you give them all that friction of the lexicon is not what they're used to, why are they like, oh, I'm going to stick with the games I have because they don't confuse me. And so we're really intentional about making this feel like a game and playing like a game and delivering moments of joy like a game does. And when people say, oh, I would never upgrade an aesthetic, that doesn't have any impact on whether I make more money. Like, right, wait till somebody literally pile drives you through the mat. It's a live stream in front of 10,000 people and everybody's laughing at you. You're like, oh, God, I don't want to be a victim of that anymore. It's like, well, you better upgrade. You better collect. You better vend. You better craft. You better do this. You better do that. Or you better not play. Like, because this is all about, not that we're shaming unmercifully, but there's a little bit of something to that because we know these guys and gals like to do this to each other. So we're going to help them do that. We're going to fuel that.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so I'm a new member of the Wax Ambassador family. What if somebody asks me about Wax? What should I tell them? What's the number one elevator pitch or whatnot there, or thing? The most important thing I should be letting people know about Wax?
Well, the Wax Cloud wallet is the most used wallet in the world, and the Wax Cloud, the Wax consumer experience is driven by usability tools and onboarding and removing friction that is very, very high everywhere else in the world. And if there's truly going to be broad adoption, and by broad adoption, I mean there are 3 billion gamers in the world. There's about 40 million people who play crypto games. So we're not looking at how do we make 40 million people feel comfortable on Wax. We're trying to speak to the 3 billion gamers out there, and we're saying, here's a better use of your time. Onboarding and creating a wall is easy. Usability is easy. You can come in and play a game in a free-to-try area, and if you want to then set up a wallet or buy cryptocurrency, we'll give you a single or double-click experience to do that. We'll make this so painless and so obvious and so transparent, you'll wonder what took you so long. But at the end of the day, what you're opting into isn't a great gaming experience. Like, this is way more fun than what you're doing. Stop playing Clash Royale. Stop playing Fortnite. Stop playing all these other games where you don't get to own anything. Our games are just as fun, if not funner, and you get to own all your assets. And who wouldn't want to live in a world where that's the promise and the premise?
Yeah, I agree. How long do you think it takes until we don't have to have this conversation anymore?
That's really the $64 billion question, isn't it? I've said publicly, I think it's sometime in the next 3 years. That may be a little aggressive. I think that in less than 4 years from right now, I will say that not a single game comes out that won't have some element of blockchain gaming in it. And the way that we will do that is we'll just talk about games that are great to play, where you own all your assets. And the key there is we haven't said Web3, we haven't said cryptocurrency, we haven't said NFTs, we haven't said blockchain. We just said, here's a great game that you get to own all your stuff, right? And that's a very disarming kind of sentiment. And once we crack the code at Wax, and hopefully others do too, about how to deliver on that promise of, like, I show up, I get to own my stuff, and it was really frictionless. That's great. One of the problems really that we find is it's really hard to get people to buy cryptocurrencies because of the prohibitions around banking. But as soon as those transactions get approved at a higher kind of, success rate, the better off we are. And look, we're talking to MoonPay and we're talking to all these other different, cryptocurrency houses for is there another kind of program that you have that allows that to happen? Because as an example, buying an NFT through a credit card is a much more highly accepted, means of transacting. You're buying something digitally that's not a currency. But if we see that you've bought an NFT, what can we do that understands that and then takes that and puts it into a funnel that says, okay, we're now migrating you towards, being able to be allowed to be rewarded cryptocurrencies and whatnot without violating any kind of securities, rules and regulations.
That's excellent. Yeah, it's true. It seems like if you can clear out all the static and get the clear message of that ownership across to the person, I think that's really, because all the other stuff is exciting only when you know what you're talking about when you're on the inside. But we sound like batshit crazy people to the people that don't know what's going on. I've been accused of it many times.
Of course.
But yeah. Man, I could literally talk to you all day. I enjoy the rhythm of our conversation that we're having. You're an excellent conversationalist. I love what you do. I love that it's Blockchain Brawlers. That's your baby. I'm a little bit late to the party, but I'm in there, and I can't wait to start battling it up. And yeah, I'm excited for this next phase of what's coming there.
Yeah, thank you. I hear you on people being super impatient, but yet also they're unbelievably patient. Like it's so fun. It's so the extremes. Like, oh, I bought a parcel of land for a game that's coming out in 3 years versus I can't wait another month for PvP to start. Like, well, which is it? Are you happy to wait 3 years?
Yeah.
Or you want something like yesterday? It's really funny.
I think we have the smartest and the dumbest people in the space. I think. And everybody here watching the show, the smart ones. That's the deal.
Amen. I love that.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to take up any more of your time. We got a couple of little more giveaways to do before we go. But man, I thank you so much. I would love to do this again in the future. Maybe when the brawlers are into the battle mode, into the PvP, we could have you back or something like that.
That'd be great. Call it kind of 6 to 8 weeks. I'll mark my calendar. I'll plan on showing up. I would love maybe you and I can play head to head at that point in time.
Yes.
It'd be fun for your viewers to see.
Yes. I'm so down for that. I'd love that.
I love it too. All righty, sir. Appreciate it. All
right, Michael. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Great to see you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Wow. That was excellent. Yeah, that guy rules, man. But that was cool. So I could literally, like I said, talk to him forever. There's so many ways to slice up a conversation with that dude. It seems like so cool. Yeah, that hyped me up. That actually hypes me up more for Wax or being involved in it or whatever. It's always like knowing the people. When you like the people, it helps. I think. I don't know.
I really like some of the changes they're making to the cloud wallet because they're seeing the friction points and are willing to address them a little.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's so cool though. It's like like the Wombat team or I don't know. There's just so much innovation and collaboration and communication. It seems like that. How could you not want to elevate how could they not want to elevate their wallet? You know what I mean? When there's all that other stuff that's going on, that's it just forces you to elevate. I think, I
don't know. Maybe
but I do understand the simplicity of it though, and trying to keep it simple in some way.
I've really not paid any attention to Blockchain Brawlers or the Music Mogul because I'm not into games where I have to use the cloud wallet. And I know I'm not the only one. I know there are a lot of people that are just like.
Well, I mean, I use the Anchor wallet for Brawlers.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So get in there.
You
have no more excuse.
So what? Well, I don't have any assets.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
But what is the? How's it work? Give me the newbie view of it. Like, what do you got to do? Because the only thing I knew about it was, yeah, this is another mining game, and the brawlers were going for like 10,000 wax. So I was like, all right, I'm checked out. This isn't.
Yeah, like at the time, everything was rampant. We got in a little bit, like right in June, like after June, July, somewhere in like just recently, kind of, And it was like after we did the airdrop, the Left House airdrop thing, and I was like, all right, well, like, we have a couple of train stations for the Left House wallet, but I was like, I want something else, So we just got like a basic sort of brawler pack, like a ring. We got the ring, we got the wrestler, and it was like, I don't know how much we paid, maybe 400 wax for everything.
But I thought the rings like wear out.
They do. But as you fight through, your ring lasts like something like 75 matches. As you earn brawl, sometimes you'll earn gold in that. But by the time your ring is done, you have enough brawl to blend up for another ring. You don't have to go buy another ring. You have enough, and you still are going to have some extra brawl token that you've made, just like any other play to earn thing, like you make, like with the Train of the Century, you make, then they take, right? Like for gas or whatever it is, and then you go back. That's what they're doing here.
So what's the thing in this game that's the same as a venue or a train station?
Well, all that stuff is over with now. There's like their supplies completely is out there. It's minted out. So now we're just waiting for the card game, for the PvP game, which is coming in September, which he's saying, which is like.
But I guess what I'm saying is, do they have a thing that's like that?
A venue? Yeah, they just came out with them not too long ago. It's the let's see if it's in one of these news things here. Is it no, it's not the mall. Yeah, they came out with some sort of land where you bought like an arena or a ring or something like that. And but I don't know how it works, that aspect.
Yeah, so that's the thing. As far as I understood, everything always wears out. There's not like with
land stuff.
A lot of these other lands.
Well, the rings wear out.
Like
I don't think the land wears out. Like I don't think this land thing, because this land thing's something else. Let me see if I can find.
That's what I want to understand.
Yeah,
where is the thing that I can own that is not going to burn up and get replaced? That other people can be like, hey, I'm going to go do the Reco, whatever.
Right. So you can integrate it into the Metaforce arcade or something like that, right?
Right. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find the arenas. Maybe somebody out there knows what the heck. Oh, wait, now we're getting into a different language. Or maybe I made this up. No, I swear to God, it exists. I've seen. Well, okay, we'll go to. Let's go to Atomic. Well, I'm going to search it out that way because I've seen them there. Because I was going, no, those are expensive, too expensive. All right, Brawlers, and then we'll trace our steps backwards here. All right, land. All right, Diamond Brawlosium. Oh wait, it is the Brawlosium. All right, so we can do that from.
So it's $5,000 to get.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's see what the deal is here in the thing. Behind the scenes, like how the Brawlosium was created, NFT was created. How will it work though? That's what I'm interested in. Let's see. When we initially set out to launch a new innovative crafting game that would drive all future blockchain brawlers activity, we knew that the Brawlosium NFT was meant to be in the hands of just a few highly accomplished players. We knew we wanted to release the NFT in limited quantities because of how omnipotent it is. When it comes to the look and the feel, the NFT needed to reflect its exclusive and premium nature, setting itself apart from anything we've ever created to date. That's why we partnered up with the production studio that had the talent to deliver on their colossal vision. All right, so they're just going to talk about the vision here, I have a feeling. Our own direction, very clear. In the beginning, let's see if they. What's created here? I mean, it's beautiful looking. That I can tell you, but it must pay out a crap a ton or something. Damn it! Why didn't you ask this question when you had the guy on the show?
Because I didn't know enough to under. I
understand. Yeah, you didn't want to like.
I didn't know it was going to be all about the brawl. I thought we were going to maybe talk about like new stuff and some other things. Like we didn't talk about Music Moguls hardly at all. We didn't talk about Access Zero at all. And
I know. It's just. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like I looked up and it was like, damn it! Like we had this guy in for almost a full hour now, and I don't want to, just keep going. Yeah, he needs to come on like weekly or something, just to explain, just so we can get caught up, and then maybe he can start coming on monthly at that point. Yeah. So I don't know how what is going to happen. All right, what do we have here? Gives everything needed for the PvP game coming up if you own Brawlers EM. Okay. All right. Thank you, Brother E. Why don't you come to the screen? Don't be weird.
Don't be weird.
Come join us. Your opinion matters here. Come on. Bring your little frogman to the screen. There you are. Unmute yourself, buddy. All right. So this is probably going to work in a similar way to like the bowling alleys.
When we looked at it, that's what it said. It sets you up for this PvP game that's about to come out. If you own a Brawlocceum, you're going to get everything you need to partake in this PvP game coming up.
Yeah, look at this. Look at it. Look at the screen. Look at it. It's making little packs down there. It's making packs. Packs are going out. So you're going to be able to make. He was talking about crafting parts. Look at tokens going in.
Taunts, emojis, yeah.
Crafting for moves and shit. Damn it, we need one of these.
But this isn't going to be. Yeah, this isn't what I was. This wouldn't fit into what I would need.
I don't know. I mean, like, if brawlers need to craft packs, if people are buying packs, they're needed moves and stuff, just like ingredients in the taco venues.
No, I know that part, but from a, hey, come and do your fights at this Brawlocceum.
At your event, at your arena. I don't know if that feature is going to be there or not. Kind of like the pool halls.
Yeah.
In rug pool.
Either the pool halls or the venues or the train station, something where you can say, come to our spot.
Yeah, dude. It'll be so sick if we can set up METAFORCE pool hall tournaments at at you know what I mean, and like everybody comes in. There's like a time frame, like 3 days. You play whatever the best score of your best score lands or whatever. Then the top 10.
Yeah,
boom. Yeah. That'd be fun. They better do that. Although Clash Dome, I'm mad at them.
Why is that?
They rugged me. Not Ben. Ben didn't rug me. Clash Dome rugged me because they, were giving away prizes here or whatever, giving away rug pools, and they were supposed to give me one, and then they didn't, and then they ran out, and they didn't give me my.
Oh, they were supposed to give you a pack.
They were supposed to hook me up, and they didn't do it.
Oh.
So I have a bone to pick with them.
Who's in charge over there?
Yeah. I want to know who's in charge. I want to see. I don't want Ben coming. I want the person in charge coming on so I can square this beef up.
I shoot up again Monday, the arcade sides.
What?
Every Monday is Clash Dome's drop day, and I forgot it again.
When you could upgrade your arcade.
Are you fucking kidding me? I missed it?
Yeah, it's Monday mornings.
Every Monday morning, that's the deal? Okay, that's better.
Monday, maybe it's at, well, it was 5 hours ago.
Damn it.
So it's 1 p.m. for me, so it'd be 10 a.m. for you.
10 a.m. for me, yeah. All right, let's run this Critter Craft. Then I got to give away to the Family Club card carrying member holders as well. So let's do this round right now. It's time. There it is, Bruce.
It's time.
Here it is. The fishies are grubbing. Get away. Get into the box. we're gonna give away another Metaphorce comic book here. It's Metaphorce Monday. We're gonna give away a rare B.
Ooh.
With errata pack. Errata pack. Erotic. Why not?
There it goes. The first roller's out. The entire left side wiped.
Wiped like a butthole.
Like a
Arabado.
butto.
Arabado. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna be the winner? I don't know. I bet it's Chatness again. Is he still out there? He already won twice.
It is his wife's birthday.
Oh, Nietzsche just ran right into it. Oh, sorry.
Lord, head first.
I squashed.
All right, so now where's everybody go? This is where it starts to really get interesting.
Where it gets tricky. This is where you gotta really be
With
psychic.
this, it could be the top or. Okay, so now it'll either be the bottom or the right, and you don't know which one it's going to be. The only place it's safe
The
is
bottom
top
or the
left.
right? Oh, I see.
This was the only one that was safe on that one.
No, oh no.
Now it'll go across the top.
You know this game, wow. Now
Yeah,
it's
it'll
gonna
go
go
across the
up
right
and down.
side.
Left and right. Uh-oh.
Oh no! Ring the alarm! Sorry, Biss. Sorry,
Run,
Biss.
Biss, run!
Look at who wins. Every time the buzz comes out, the
He
Buzz
does.
King.
It's kind of like the Batman signal for the Batman. It's the Buzz King signal for the Buzzman. Buzzman,
Congratulations, Buzzman.
Buzz King of Chicago. You've done it. Where are you, Buzz? Could you not move once? That's impossible. Buzz. Buzz, say hello or something. I don't see your name.
That
on
would
the
be so
board.
funny if the guy that won just sat there and didn't do anything.
Like went to the bathroom. Buzz, I mean that's
Every time
impossible,
you say
though, right?
Buzz, I keep thinking of Home Alone.
I know. I sound just like
I think of Buzz
Macaulay
Lightyear.
kinda, don't I? Wait, Buzz, are you there?
Buzz
Son of a-
King, we're gonna ring the alarm again. You gotta answer before the alarm sounds. Completely done. Calling Buzz King. Calling Buzz King.
I mean, I can't whisper if I can't find your name, Buzz King. Buzz King. Buzz. Oh, there you are. Found you. Okay, Buzzard. Okay, Buzzard. Sorry. All right, check your whisper, Buzzard. All right, let me grab the list here. Action Family Club card carrying list members list only.
Members jacket on wearing members only.
Yes, indeed. I can't believe what a show. What a good show. That was a fun chat with Mr. Michael there from Wax Studios.
That
I
was a
learned
great
so
show.
much. Yeah. All righty then. All righty then. What kind of race should we do today for the family holders? Let's see. You got so many options. Have we done a bird race yet? I don't think so. You want to do an elephant race?
Elephant race.
Let's see if we can pull off an elephant race. That could be good. Like, I want an elephant race so bad.
I know.
God damn it. I'm not going to be able to provide, I don't think. Shit.
Not yet. We gotta hit them up.
This is the closest thing I've got. Which we could probably still use that sound effects for this one, too. So
Okay.
let's see about it. Let's see about a man about a elephant. Elephantiasis. All right, people, we're set for the race of your lifetime. Top 5 always win in this. Let me get to the screen, though, that matters. This one, you have to hold an Action Family Club card if you want to be in this race. That is the deal. You have to have an Action Family Club card if you want to be in this race. You don't know what that is.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time to show them what an Action Family Club card looks like real quick before you pull that trigger. You can find one over there around the Nefty Blocks Discord. Not Nefty Blocks website, not Discord. Shut up. All right, that's what they look like right here. You can find them here. The drop link, neftyblocks.com. Let me share this with you. This drop link thing. Because one day you're gonna go so fast. Like soon, one day I'm gonna say something, and then the rest of them are gonna be gone. And everybody's gonna be like, "Bro, I wanted to, but I don't have a family card." I know. I told you should have picked one.
There are still 13 spots, I believe, left to level up as well. You're interested in sending your. If you get a collection of 5 Action Family members, you're able to send them off onto a vacation on over to Egypt and get a gold member worth the power
That's a gold one right
of
there. The goldies. The golden oldies, man. Reminds me of my
15
grandma.
left. 35 blended, 15 left.
Only 6 wax magics have been blended for. That is insane. You guys are fucking crazy. All right. Let's get back to the races, Bob. Ready? Dinosaurs, ready? Let me turn off this music. You got us some music ready?
I can play music or I could do elephant sounds.
Do elephant noises, Ready?
Let's go. Oh my goodness, look at the Dirty Hamburger taking the lead. But
feels
not
real.
Too far behind them. Who went 44?
It feels real. 25 seconds left in the race. Go, Dinos, go. Oh my Dino Magic. 10 seconds left on the board. 10 seconds. 5 seconds till finish line. Don't Rabbit making a run for it. 1 second.
Don't Rabbit.
Look at he's making the noises. Heard it. Look at that. It's real. That was amazing. All right. See who won that top 5. Now Anken, 44, Motikar. In 4th, Flower. In 3rd, Zamara Black. In 2nd, and Stone Rabbit in 1st place. Congratulations to you top 5 winners. It's your lucky day.
The big winners of the day. Congratulations to the Action Club card holders.
Amen. Amen. What a good show. Amen.
Man,
all right.
What a good show. I think you redeemed yourself as an ambassador today, brother.
Yeah.
For the little Rada Quest, you came in hot with the Rada Quest thing, and you were a little above your pay grade. And then you brought it home today with that combo.
Yeah, that's where I excel. I am a master conversationalist. I like to think of myself. That stutters a lot and uses words backwards like Yoda every once in a while. But other than that, I'm pretty good at it. Reco, thank you for joining us today and for all of the METAFORCE updates and making all that shit happen. It's beautiful. Super excited. Oh, Emmy's going crazy over there.
He is going crazy.
Using those 1992 effects. Dig it.
Yeah, just having fun at the end of the show. Is anybody out there? Is the online in where we're headed next?
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Precisely. That's exactly where we're going.
Precisely.
And what do we got later on? We got METAFORCE. Anything METAFORCE coming up later on this
I'm
evening?
still trying to get a hold of Louisville, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay.
Louisville. All right, where are we going here? All right, that's right. The online ins, brother. You want to take us out of here like a do style?
Let's bid some adieus, Action Family. Happy Monday. The week has just started. Saddle up. That's all I got to say. This week is going to blow you away. And until then, 1 p.m. PST tomorrow, a Tuesday, an NF Tuesday around these parts. We do as we always do, Action Family. Namaste. I bid you adieu. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Award winning.
Award winning. No, come on, guys. Don't boo. Don't boo. It was a great show.
Yes, it was. Every time the Cougar comes
Tiger
out,
action, baby.
you never know.
Ow!
Never know who's
Hello.
around these parts.
Come back tomorrow. We'll do some music dens. We'll open up the third room, babies and gents.
Yes, we will.
Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, I better get ready to do that raid. I wasn't prepared, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little late. We got 7 seconds. The raid happens. 4, 3, 2. Rated X, rated out, rated Emmett, rated Mr.